everybody, Zen here, bringing you more Patch 2.0 content on the PTS for Star Wars. I'm on my smuggler. It's a character I don't necessarily get to play very often. Really do love him quite a bit. Really fun character. Actually my favorite class in the entire game. Now, it's worth noting that this character actually was having troubles transferring to the PTS. As many of you know, because you guys are having those same issues. Just what I did to fix it was a suggestion on the forums. I went and took off all the gear on my companions, put it in my cargo hold, and then transferred, and sure enough, it worked. So that, you know, it may not work for you, it may, you know, it's worth a try at least. So I finally got this character transferred over, which means that today we're going over the Gunslinger and Sniper changes, a class I'm fairly familiar with. I understand it, but I hated the mechanics of it, right? Because the Gunslinger and Sniper before, unless you were super good at it, it was all about watching your stupid energy bar. Like, that was 90% of the thing. If you went under, you killed all of your DPS. And it wasn't really the case with the operative and the scoundrel before. Like, that, they could just kind of spam away, which was really fun. But that isn't the case with the Sniper and Gunslinger, but we'll go into all of that, obviously. However, starting with the first thing I start with on all these is the fact that Alacrity has been changed. Coming straight from the patch notes, it says it has been redesigned to be a more universally useful stat. I always mess that up. Now, Alacrity reduces the activation time of all abilities, including instant abilities. If such an ability is reduced below the global cooldown is reduced as well. Alacrity now increases resource regeneration for all classes by the same amount that it increases ability activation speed. That's a mouthful, but in a nutshell, it just means that Alacrity is a very useful stat for every single class now. And as you'll see with the Smuggler, it is quite nice because not only does it make your energy regenerate quicker, but you're also able to fire off shots way better. So let's just go to, I think it's under Tech. You see I have an almost 6% Alacrity rating. That is just with the Field Tech gear and the default Field Tech gear that you can get. This is like the Chinese level gear, which is great. And there's also like the professional gear. I think I have that on, wow, some of my companions are definitely not geared. Where is she? There we go. Risha has it as well. So she has the professional's gear. You can see it's slightly different. It doesn't really have any Alacrity on it, as opposed to this gear, which every now and then does, like the gloves and stuff. So I figured I would test that out, and I like it quite a bit. Now, as far as new abilities for the Gunslinger, the first and foremost is the one that was given to the operatives and scoundrels as well. However, it is slightly different. So we have the same role as everybody else. It's, you know, for the Smuggler, it's called Hightail It. Except for the Smuggler and Sniper, it has a 20-second cooldown. But here's the kicker. It rolls you forward 18 meters instead of 12, freeing you from movement impairing effects and landing crouched behind cover. So basically, when you use it, you go into cover. When rolling, your chance to dodge attacks is increased by 100%, which is something that is also given through the Operative and Scoundrel one. However, the Operative and Scoundrel one only rolls you 12 meters, and then if you're slowed, it rolls you 6 meters. So that's something to keep in mind. That doesn't have the effect on this one. However, this one does have a 20-second cooldown. Let's see how long it rolls me. Quite a distance, and it puts me into cover. It gives me hunker down too, but that's a whole different talent that I already have spec'd into. I actually have already gone through all my talents, and we'll go through those in a second. As far as that ability goes, though, it is quite nice. Like, I could just basically have this sucker targeted, there we go, and roll into here and be like, pew, pew, pew. You know, it's really great. So I like it quite a bit. As far as the other abilities go, they got a passive, which you can see. Where is it called? I don't even remember what it's called. It is called Ready for Anything. Let's see if I can actually find it, though. There it is. Upon entering cover, your stealth detection level begins to increase gradually, reaching up to 30 additional levels of stealth detection over the following 30 seconds. The effect ends when you leave cover. As you see here, I'll enter cover, and then it starts stacking up to 30, which is quite high. Very good for PvP. It means that snipers and gunslingers, if they're in PvP, if they're in cover for a lot longer, maybe defending something, they get that stealth detection, which is quite nice. It is a good buff. I like it a lot. Nothing really has changed as far as that. I mean, you have Sabotage Charge, now only costs 25 energy and deals slightly more damage. Vital Shot now costs 16 energy, as you see. Whoop, there it is. Only 16 energy, which is great. Dodge now removes all hostile effects without requiring Lucky Dodge, which was a talent previously, I'm pretty sure. Headshot and Cheap Shot have both been removed from the game. You're probably well aware of that. Now, where's the other one? I think that's pretty much it, and we will go over all of the different changes in the talent tree here. In fact, let's do that right now, and then I'll get to the other thing. I've already spec'd because I wanted to show you something else, but we'll do that towards the end, which is basically the fact that I don't ever have to watch my energy bar, which is quite nice. I mean, I do. It's just it's less of a priority, I guess. That's the best way to put it. So I didn't have time to prepare for this because I've had a busy day. I took every single component out of my computer and cleaned it out because it was getting quite nasty, and that took a good 5 hours. So where I would have normally prepared by making a graph with a ton of sketch marks all over it, of this was changed and that wasn't changed and this wasn't changed but this may have been changed and it was moved over there, that kind of thing. Instead, I just have the other talent tree up on my screen, so we're just going to go through it one talent at a time, kind of like we did for the Operative and the Scoundrel. So as far as I can see, this is exactly the same. So increases ranged and tech accuracy by 3%. It is the exact same. The one next to it previously was just, actually, it might be the same. Okay, it increases damage dealt by charge burst, speed shot, and wounding shot by 6%. That is the exact same. This is different only because it was switched with this one. So the cover screen used to be right here, and cover screen did the exact same thing as before. The ballistic dampeners, however, I think do the exact same thing. Yes, they do. Okay, good. So they just switch these two talents around. That's all you need to know for the first here. For the second, this is the same. This is the same, and this is the same. The third, this is not the same. Previously, Quick Aim was Charge Bursts and Speed Shot. Critical hits have a 50 and 100% chance to reduce the activation time of aim shot by 1 second. Now it is just reduce the activation time of aim shot by 1 second. Yes, so good. I hated having to watch for that stupid proc. Now I don't even have to worry about it. Diversion is the exact same. Snapshot is the exact same as it was before. So is Foxhole and Rapid Fire. No, Rapid Fire is only 1 point now. Gives you the same effect as opposed to before it had a 3 point and gave you the same effect. So now you only have to spend 1 point into that. Spacer is the exact same. The one next to it, Slick Shooter, is also the exact same. It says additionally increases armor penetration. Did it do that before? No. So instead of giving just the critical hit chance, it also increases armor penetration by 10% just passively, which is really great. The previous talent did not do that. Now we have Heads Up, which is right here. I don't see that in the previous tree, but it says when Hunker Down ends, you have a 50, which would be a 100% chance to gain a Heads Up. Increases your movement speed by 50% and grants immunity to movement impairing effects last 6 seconds. I thought that wasn't going to be very good, but when I was thinking about it, actually, you know what? I'll tell you that in a second because we gotta get up to that other talent point. Lay Low should be exactly the same. 15 seconds, yes? Yes, it is. Okay, good. Trick Shot is the same, except they kind of changed it a little. It is also activated off of Quick Draw? No, Quick Draw always did it. Okay, so I guess it's pretty much the same. I heard that it was slightly different. One of you will probably correct me in that, which is fine. So the one next to it, Recoil Control, used to be reduces the energy cost of Trick Shot by 2 and 4, reduces its cooldown by 1.5 seconds or 3 seconds based on how many points you put into it. Now it is completely different, increases the speed at which Speed Shot channels and fires by 30%, additionally firing Charge Burst twice in a row. firing quick draw or aim shot once, or completing a speed shot now finishes the cooldown of trick shot. So that's a little confusing to remember. Let's say that again so you could really get in your head. Firing charge burst twice in a row, right? So number 2 there on my bar. Or firing quick draw or aim shot once. So aim shot, quick draw, there you go. And or completing a speed shot now reduces the cooldown on trick shot, so it brings it back to normal, which is really good. I'm really glad that is there and they took out the old one. We'll move up. I'm pretty sure this is exactly the same. What is it, 30%? Yes, it is 30% on the old one. Reduces area effect damage by 60% when hunkered down. Yes, that is the exact same as well. Now, you also have these 4 new or 5 new talent, or I guess it is 4 new talents, but it's 5 points. So you have kneecapping, right? So it increases the trauma duration of flourish shot by 6 seconds. In addition, when laying shot immobilize wears off, there's a 100% chance that the target's movement is slowed by 70% for 3 seconds. Looking back on how I spec this, I would actually take these 2 points and put it into here, into heads up. Why, you may ask? Because right here, increases the duration of hunker down by 3 seconds. In addition, when you enter cover after using hightail it, you gain hunker down for the first 3 seconds, which means if I use this middle mouse ability that I have, right, so I roll forward, I go into cover, I get hunker down, it only lasts for 3 seconds. You know what that means? When it wears off, if I had this talent, I would get the movement speed increase, and I didn't think about that when I was speccing, but that actually might be quite good for raiding. So if you're a PvE kind of person, that may be a better option rather than kneecapping. It's either that or you get diversion and percussive shot, which, I mean, you could if you really wanted to. I don't like it because tanks always yell at me when I knock their targets away, which I understand because I play a tank. So aim high is also a new one. Increases the critical chance of quick draw and speed shot by 15%. Reduces their energy cost by 3. Smoking barrels. Trick shot reduces the energy cost of your next 2 charge bursts by 5. Burst volley looks like it's the exact same. Let's just triple check. It no longer increases. It used to increase energy regeneration by 50% for 10 seconds. It now increases alacrity by 10%. So that's something to keep in mind. But it also increases the base energy regeneration by 2 seconds, or 2 per second. Oh gosh, that is going to be confusing. Do I actually have that on my bar? I do. So here's what I wanted to show you before we move into the next tree, because at least this is what I'm aware of in this current tree. So if I go into cover, actually, you know what? Let's do this for realsies. Let's say this target dummy is an actual dummy, or a boss. So I'm gonna roll like this. I'm gonna do my flourish and vital shot, and then I'm gonna do my speed shot, and then I'm gonna do my aim shot like normal. I can do my charge burst, my trick shot, I can do another charge burst. This isn't the most optimal rotation here, but if you're noticing something's wrong. What's wrong, you may ask? My energy, it's not going down. What is this amazing sauce? I'll tell you what it is. It is the best change they could have ever possibly done. I love it. Actually, let's hit this crazy ability of Doom. And let's see how fast speed shot triggers with the 10% extra alacrity. How much alacrity do I have with that? 15! Holy balls! Jeez, that is a lot of alacrity. Let's just spam charge burst. That's the best idea ever. Let's hit trick shot. Oh, the buff's gone. Okay, well. Let's cool our jets. Cool our jets, man. So, I mean, you see here, I really haven't hit my, what's that stupid ability called? Flurry of Bullets at all. I don't need to. It's really great. I could hit it there just to get my energy back up, and then I can do my trick shot, my charge, and then my aim shot, and I'm just doing a basic. I mean, it's not the best thing ever because I'm having to talk and do it at the same time, but as you can see, your energy isn't just being completely run down into the ground, which is the typical thing that would have happened previously. So, from that deduction, I say alacrity is quite good. I mean, look how quick my aim shot just... Like every time, I don't have to worry about having the buff, it just activates so quickly. You want to know the other great change? Here, freighter flyby. Look how quick that was. Look, and done. Oh my gosh, it's the best. I love the new Gunslinger changes. I actually would play a sniper now. I didn't want to actually roll a sniper, which is why I have my operative, because I simply just didn't want to deal with the class mechanics again. It just wasn't fun. It's like my favorite class, but I just don't like the class mechanics. So all of that is really great changes. I love that. Let's get back to the talent tree and start at the bottom. Increase cunning by 9%, that is the exact same as before. Increase maximum energy by 10, I'm pretty sure that, yep, that's the same. Reduces the cooldown of flash grenade by 7.5 and thermal grenade by 1.5. Yes, and that goes up to 15 seconds and 3 seconds, obviously. Increases total endurance by 2. Yep. That is the same Pandemonium, which is the one next to it. Activating Pulse Detonator has a 50% chance of making the next charge burst activate instantly. Yep, exactly the same. Cool Head now heals you for 3 to 6% of your total health over 3 seconds. Is that the same? That is the same. Independent Anarchy increases the damage dealt by Sabotage Charge in all area effects by 5%. And yes, that is the exact same. Goes up to 15%. Sapping Charge. Shock Charge reduces the target's movement speed by 15% for the duration. Yes, that is the exact same as previous. Shock Charge looks the same. Does it have a slightly slower energy cost? Do I see that? Yes, it costs 5 less energy, so there you go. That's good to know. Dealer's Discount reduces the energy cost of Sabotage Charge, Shock Charge, and Incendiary Grenade by 2. That is the exact same as previously. The one next to it, to the left of it, used to be after Sabotage Charge detonates, it drops 1 contingency charge, 2 contingency charges on the target. And it explodes, does damage after you hit it with blaster fire. Is that the exact same? Let's just make sure. Yes. Let me go back and double check. Yes, okay. Good. Actually, you know what? It says charges cannot be detonated more than once every second previously, but now it is once every half second. So keep that in mind. Insurrection increases number of contingency charges. That is really hard to say. Yeah, dropped by Sabotage Charge by 2. In addition, when your contingency charge, detonates, you recover 5 energy. Is that the same? Let me just read it and take a drink of water. It is the same. The one to the right of that, Hot Pursuit, 50 and 100% chance to gain pursuit when exiting cover. Yes, that is exactly the same as before. Wow, not a whole lot of changes in this middle tree at all. Increases critical damage dealt by all area effects by 15. Yes, that is the same. I'm even looking at the amount of talents spent, or amount of points spent, and they're all appear to be the same. So here, the one above that was increase the amount of damage absorbed by defense screen by 15 and 30%. Is that the same? No! Reduces the cooldown of Sabotage by 2.5 seconds, which I think would be 5 seconds when you're done with it. And Sabotage, is that the same? Cooldown 1 minute, range 60 meters. And let's just read through this real quick. And go back. Cooldown 60 seconds. Yep, so that's the same range. Might do a little bit more damage just through its modifier. Not because I'm wearing more gear. Cool. Okay. Now to the left of it, after activating Sabotage, the next Sabotage Charge or Incendiary Grenade activated costs 50% less energy. Yes, that is the exact same. Wow, there's, like I said, not a lot of changes at all. What's the one above the grenade, or Sabotage rather? Blazing Speed. Speed Shot has a 33.3% chance when dealing damage to burn the target, dealing elemental damage over 4 seconds, stacks up to 4 times. Yes, that is the same. Funnily enough, it actually stacks up to 100.02% is what the final percentage is on that. In case you were wondering, which doesn't really matter because once you get to 100% it doesn't matter. Reduces all active damage taken while in cover by 3/6%. Reduces the cooldown of Scrambling Field. Is that the same? Yes. Wow, that was boring. Okay, let's go to the 2 new ones. Reduce the cooldown of Sabotage Charge Speed Shot by 1.5 seconds. Reduces their energy cost by 2. So that's new. Next to that, we have scatter bombs, reduce the energy cost of thermal grenade by 2. In addition, when rolling with hightail it, you have a 50% chance to drop 5 scatter bombs in a trail behind you. That sounds amazing. These bombs explode soon after dealing tons of kinetic damage to nearby enemies. Wow, that is actually really cool. That reminds me of the ability in Diablo 3, the Huntress, or the Demon Hunter, rather, where you do your vault and you leave all the bombs behind, or the fire behind. So that's kind of a cool little ability there. Incendiary Grenade. 20 energy, 18-second cooldown. Is that the same as previous? Yes. Is the damage the same with all of the different effects? So your 5 targets within 5 meters slows all affected targets by 50% for 3 seconds. And 5 targets, 5 meters, 50% for 3 seconds. And stunned for 2 seconds? Yep, okay, all of that is the same. Wow, there was like maybe 2 changes in that entire tree. And I have a feeling it's going to be very similar to this tree as well. Holdout defense, is that the same? No. Old holdout defense was increase the damage dealt by Blaster Whip by 4 to 8%. It is now slapping a target with Blaster Whip grants holdout defense, increasing your movement speed by 25% for 2 seconds. That goes up to 50% for 2 seconds, maybe 4 seconds, which is actually pretty good if you're doing your Blaster Whip. I don't really see many people doing that, especially as a gunslinger. I think that's more of the operative and scoundrel thing. So kind of strange that, I mean, I wouldn't use it. That's just me, though. Maybe in PvP. Obviously, as all the other classes go, this tree on the far right side is more PvP oriented than it was previously, and less major DPS oriented, so just keep that in mind. Increases the range and tech critical chance by 3%. That is the same as before. Alacrity by 2 and 4%. It is now just 2% rather than 2 and 4%. I think that's only fair because alacrity is really good now. This is the same as before. Let me just double check that. Yes, 3 seconds. This is the same as before. Reduces all targets' accuracy by 10% for 8 seconds after flash grenade ends. That is the same. Dirty Escape is different. It used to be reduces the cooldown of Dirty Kick by 15 seconds, increases movement speed by 30 seconds for 4 seconds after activating Dirty Kick. It is now just reduces the cooldown. I'm okay with that because you have your speed increase with the holdout defense anyways, plus you have your roll now, so it's not that big of a deal. Not that huge of a loss, really. Cheap shots increases the damage dealt by charge burst, speed shots, and wounding shots by 3%. Is that the same? Yes, it is. Bombtastic, which is just to the left of that. It used to be thermal grenade and sharp bomb damage by 4 and 8%. Yes, it is the same. Shrap bomb is 20 energy, 12-second cooldown. 10 energy. Ah, nice. No cooldown on it, apparently. It does not have a cooldown anymore, according to its tooltip here. It's also instant, which is the same as before. And it does damage up to 5 targets within 5 meters to bleed for internal damage over 21 seconds. Yep. No, it used to be 3 targets, so it's now up to 5 targets in 5 meters, as opposed to 3 targets, and it does the same thing, but it has a cooldown previously. It no longer has a cooldown here, which is pretty cool. Feeling woozy. Yeah, I know that feeling. I'm getting there, pretty much. I'm really tired. Shrap Bomb has a 50% chance to reduce the movement speed of all targets by 30% for 6 seconds. Is that the same? Yes. To the left of that, Fighting Spirit looks to be exactly the same. Hold Your Ground. Is that the same? Yes, it is. Black Market Equipment increases critical hit chance of all periodic effects. Yes, except previously it was 3 points, now it is only 1 point. Your Dirty Trickster, Surrender has a 100% chance to remove all movement impairing effects when activated. Yes, that is the same. To the left of that, Reopen Wounds increases critical chance of wounding shots and speed shots by 4 and 8%. Yes, that is the same. Wounding Shot, 25 energy, 2.8 second channel, 9 second cooldown. 25 energy, 9 second cooldown, and it doesn't mention the channel. I will double check that in a second here. Let's just look. 25 energy. Yes, okay, that's the same. Cooldown, that's the same. Now let's see what the old tooltip says. It for each of your bleed attacks on the yeah, fires both blasters of dual wielding. Yeah, I know that. Thank you very much. Weird, it doesn't actually show how long it channeled previously. I thought it did that. I thought all tooltips did that. Maybe that's a whole new thing. But that seems to be the same ability. This is new. Increases the amount of damage absorbed by defense screen, because that is not previously there. In fact, actually, remember that this ability used to be right here in this tree. So they just took it and moved it into this one. Okay. So that's not actually new. It's just changed from the middle tree. Cold-Blooded, I think, is an old talent. Bleed effects by 5% on targets below. Yes. Yes, that is exactly the same. Nice try, which should be this one. Used to be 2 talent points, and used to be 7 and 15%, and then 50 and 100%, and 15% of the original affects damage over 9%. And it is now all of that. So you only have to put 1 point into it. I like when they do that. That's quite nice. Concussion, your periodic damage effects don't tick on targets affected by any of your sleep. That is not in the previous tree, so that is new. Then the rest of all this is new. Increases wounding shot damage by, or dealt by 1%. In addition, let me just... Boop! No, I don't want to help you. I'm in the middle of doing things. Gosh! Increases all wounding shot damage dealt by 1%. In addition, dirty damage... in addition, damage dealt by wounding shot has a 15% chance to trigger dirty shot, which finishes the cooldown of quick draw and makes your next quick draw usable on targets with any health level. Then incendiary mine increases the duration of your dodge by 1 second once you put 2 points into it. In addition, when you activate hightail it, you have a 100% chance to detonate an incendiary mine that deals a ton of elemental damage to all nearby enemies over the duration. Targets that remain within the area are additionally slowed by 70% for the duration. Last 8 seconds does not affect sleeping or incapacitated targets. That's quite good for PvP. Hemorrhaging Blast, is that the same? Cooldown 15 seconds. Cooldown is still the same. Range is reduced. No, increased. Previous range was 10 meters. New range is 35 meters. Deals weapon damage, causes the target to bleed for 30% additional damage. For the smugglers, next 10 bleed effects last 15 seconds. That appears to be exactly the same. Well, that's all the different changes. So far, I'm quite excited for the new smuggler stuff. In fact, both my operative and my gunslinger. I'm excited for both advanced classes, just simply because they are really good now. I feel like they're to the point where I'm going to have a lot of fun with them. I don't have to focus so much on the things that I don't care about, like energy regeneration. Even though it's still a thing I still have to look at, it's just less so. And it's just a really great change overall. I'm really excited for the smuggler stuff. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. As always, since we've been having so many of these videos released every day, you might want to consider following us on Twitter. All this information is in the description below the video, so you could just go through the links there. But you can follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook. I post all the new videos on that stuff. Plus, I get your guys' thoughts through when I'm going to be posting next, which is really great. But that's the easiest way to keep up with all of this. And of course, subscribe to us on YouTube, and then you'll just get it in your YouTube feed, which is also very great. Additionally, we have our website coming up very soon. It is seriously so close to being done. I can't wait to show you guys. I know I've been saying that for like weeks now, but it is really good. And it's going to be really great. And on that note, I'm going to go to bed because it's 1:30 in the morning. So I shall see you guys next time.